Welcome back to this 20th US Nationals Carrom Championship being held in New Jersey. And Ranjit Sapre, Ajay Arora playing against Sarvanan and Venu Mukra. The score, as you can see, Sarvanan Venu leading 9-4 at the moment. 3 sets, and this is set number 1, and it is Ajay Arora to break. Board number 4.
So, doctor, it looks like the initial jitters.
One of the things, Bala, that I'm sure viewers will also appreciate, the first board we saw where was that cat and mouse game, and then the next 2 boards, things kind of flowed smoothly, and the boards ended with one team demonstrating their supremacy over the other team, isn't it?
That's right, doctor. So you see this from time to time in a game of doubles. Once in a while, one team is about to run away with it, and the other team would say, "Okay, hold on, I want to put on the brakes. Wait for me."
And you will see the defensive move again, making those 2 home shots difficult. And Sarvanan thinking about attacking the red and probably changing his mind now. Clearing his path for the next turn. Oftentimes a good move to avoid headaches in the future. These connections in the game of Carrom, where you use one coin as the striker for the other coin, oftentimes are difficult, as you saw that miss by Ajay Arora. The person playing right now is Venu. Bala, the board at the moment, there was an attempt, Bala, for the red.
Yeah, surprisingly, I see Venu, who's supposed to play more defense comparatively, within their team. The arrangement they normally follow is Sarvanan would go on the attack, and Venu would kind of slow the game down and provide support to his partner. But we see a bit of a role reversal happening today. Perhaps it is a strategy to combat Ajay and Ranjit, whom they lost to in the league round earlier today in this tournament. So perhaps they want to change it up.
So this cut by Ranjit is a difficult one, and it collided with the black, but actually no harm done, Bala, there.
That's right, he had to try it. There's nothing to lose, as you rightly put it, doctor. They have the positional advantage as of now, but you don't want to squander it.
And this is a chance for a finish for Ajay Arora to get 8 points on that board. So with those 8 points,
Actually,
now,
9.
is it 9?
9 points. I think there were 6 blacks on the board. We'll see it. The referees would also be updating the scores digitally on the USCA app, and you would see it reflected on the screen here momentarily.
We were talking about the style of play, Bala, and Venu seems to be the aggressor, the way he wanted to take that queen on that occasion. Whether that will continue or not will be interesting to see.
Exactly. So it's okay if you attempt something aggressive and it goes unpunished. Then you don't really feel the pinch. But when you try something and it backfires on you, then you tend to lose confidence. Maybe if it happens once it's okay, but if it happens twice or thrice, it can start. Your mind can start playing tricks on you and affect your natural flow. That's the risk. High risk, high reward. You try these things.
Good flow demonstrated by Venu so far. And taking that particular coin opens up many doors. He could not pocket that particular coin, Venu, but he had a couple of things lined up after that. Oftentimes players think, okay, I'm going to be doing this next, and unfortunately you kind of get stuck and the coin ricochets of the wall of the frame.
That's very true, Doctor. Um, Advanced Carrom players, they refer to that as touch Carrom, where you make micro adjustments, micro reconfigurations of the position on the board. It doesn't look like you are really opening it up, but there are minuscule changes being made, very subtle, and that can make the world of difference.
So two blacks is pocket, and that's exactly what he's doing, Bala.
It's an uncharacteristic miss by Ajay. So again, Doctor, as I was saying, it was a miss, yes, but is Venu going to take advantage of that miss? Is he going to make Ajay pay for it? That's
And
the real question.
is he going to go for the red and land it on the white? No, he's not.
Not sure if he has an angle on the red. That's a smart move. That's the Venu back to his designated role of, hey, let me just make my partner's life easy.
It's a nice shot by Ranjit. Precision, of course, a game of precision, Bala, as you and I have known this game to be, and now that's a good shot as well by
That's a
Ranjit.
beautiful shot. Ranjit's a very accomplished player, Doctor. So he often plays a lot of defense, but he does possess a very wide range of shots in his arsenal.
Now I'm going to remove the white to clear path for Ajay's home coin. Let's see what kind of run does Sarvanan make now. At the moment, I would think that Ajay does not have a straightforward finish.
That's right. He doesn't look like he has a straightforward finish. He does have a finish, however, but it's, if he attempts a finish and if he misses it, then he could throw the board wide open for his opponents. So again, do you want to go for that risk?
And you saw a nice defense by Sarvanan there. And Ajay is just going to loosen up that little bunch. Give that opportunity to Ranjit when he gets his turn. Because he has defended the red quite nicely on that occasion. And now Venu will probably defend the red. And he does it quite well, Bala.
Nicely done. It requires a lot of control, management of nerves, because a tiny bit more power or a tiny bit less, you might make it easier for your opponent.
And Bala, for those watching, they may think that they are just sitting on the board now. But they've been playing since 9 o'clock this morning. And it is almost, what time is it? 10:30 Eastern
That's
in
right.
New Jersey?
Yep, that's more than 12 hours now. They are into the 14th hour of the tournament with not too many breaks in between. They do break for lunch and dinner and so on, of course. But out of the 14 hours, they must have been spending easily 11 plus hours on the board. And these are high intensity games. It requires a lot of concentration and a lot of physical stamina too. Contrary to what a lot of people think, Carrom is not as sedentary a sport. And perhaps I should ask you. You are the doctor.
Well, again, the cat and mouse game, Deja Vu board number one.
There we go. But it's a cat and mouse, but it's also a game of chess. Usually, for an untrained eye, it looks like they're just going in circles. But again, they are thinking multiple steps ahead, and you would see it suddenly after the third or fourth circle when it goes around. One team has slightly taken the lead in terms of the positional advantage. Good attempt. And knowing Saravanan, players normally at this level, they go for it. A center cut and an open cover.
Right now, is Ranjit going to play defense?
I would be surprised if he doesn't. Oh, that's a miss. He was attempting to bring the queen to Ajay's opposite frame, almost to Ranjit's base. It got double touched and made it easier for Ajay in the process, giving him an opportunity.
An advantage if he hits it, and it went in cleanly. Nice finish by Ajay Arora, securing 4 more points as they go to 17. It's 17 to 9 in favor of Ajay. 5 boards have been completed, and so far a quick analysis, Bala.
So I would say the scoreboard reflects the team that has been dominating. It is not just a matter of luck or coincidence. We saw a little taste of that on that very last shot that Ajay just played to win the previous board. This game requires a lot of patience. You got to bide your time. They go in circles, they defend, they go and attack, they go back and forth. And then suddenly, when the opportunity presents itself, you got to be able to capitalize on it. And that's exactly what Ajay did. That's what separates the champions from the novices.
Now, if you notice that break, Bala, I thought there was more of a defensive doubles break. He didn't go full on with that stroke. He just wanted to get one coin in, continue his turn. Of course, Ranjit missed the coin, but you still see a big bunch. They are really playing with a good strategy from what I see so far.
I agree, Doctor. And in addition to that, I was talking to Ajay earlier today with respect to his break strategy, and it looks like some of these players, they feel that these boards are a tad fast. So if they hit their stroke in the break a little too hard, coin can sometimes spit out of the pocket. So they are trying to avoid it, and it is a defensive break, yes, but it's partly also done to counter that speed of the board.
So Ranjit is going to have connect that black on the white. Nicely done there. Ranjit Sapre, of course, from the state of Michigan, and Ajay Arora from Pennsylvania. And again, he didn't have anything open, Bala, so he just opted to play a defensive stroke there.
Exactly. And that's a really important concept to learn for any Carrom player, any amateur Carrom player hoping to advance to competitive play, especially in doubles. What's more important is to make sure your partner gets a turn not necessarily a finish. If you become greedy and focus on your partner getting a finish over making sure that they get a turn, then it usually doesn't end well.
Good queen cover by Venu because they are trailing by 8 points, so they need to win this board.
Absolutely, if Ajay and Ranjit extend their lead even further in this board, even if by only 1 point, that would put an enormous amount of pressure on Babu and Venu because they will have a huge gap to overcome in the last two boards, especially with the clock ticking. A lot of open coins, so it's a question of
I wonder
what
if he will
Ranjit wants
remove
to do.
the white here in his base. Yeah, that's what he's doing now to open it up for Sarvanan. Nicely done.
So it was a good move. I would say it was primarily a defense move to make a bunch of coins difficult for Ranjit. Not necessarily an offense move to open up a lot of coins for Saravanan because yes, he did open up one. He unblocked one of Babu's coins, but not necessarily a whole bunch. Now, if Ranjit removes this white, then he would be opening up a few more of Sarvanan's coins. That could prove costly.
And that lane now suddenly becomes open. Bala.
Oh, there we go. Commentator's curse.
Uh-oh. I hope Sarvanan is not going to look at the replay and then call you or I.
He can. It's not going to help him.
But this has been a very closely contested tournament in the doubles, Bala. And as we mentioned earlier, the same pair had fought with each other earlier, and Ajay and Ranjit came out victorious.
That's right. So here's an interesting position. It's not an easy position. Ajay can, of course, attempt a very difficult shot.
Where would he take it?
He has to play it as a press, but he was hoping to just release it and bring it to Ranjit's base, and in the process push the blacks in the circle a little north of the circle to make Venu's life a little bit more difficult and put him under pressure. And now Venu has a free run because Ranjit doesn't have a finish. And this is a cardinal mistake. Yes, Venu had a free turn. He could have done anything he wanted. It's perfectly okay to miss, but it's important to make sure that if you do miss, your partner at least has that coin easy for him. If that is not the case, such as here, Sarvanan has two open coins, but the one coin he doesn't have is the one that Venu made difficult for him, and that could prove expensive.
Now, is it defense or does he go for the rebound? He's thinking.
Hesitation is not a friend.
And he's going to go defense. And
No.
Ajay is not going to take a chance. He's going to defend as well. Very nicely done. And Venu and Sarvanan do have the advantage of the red.
Nicely done again. Now Ranjit could circle it around and bring it off of two frames and to Venu's base, which he does, almost. And the Babu from 2010 would have probably gone for that long cut. Do you think the game is changing, Doctor? Or is it more about individual players?
I think the game in doubles has evolved to a point where the defensive strategy is becoming more and more important because every board counts, and at this highest level of competition, defense becomes so important.
And there we go, doctor. One more instance of being impatient.